Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. It's easy to second guess and wonder if you're truly in tune with your intuition. With nagging doubts, questioning the nudges, and a deep need for facts and logic, is it any wonder that when you do get an intuitive nudge, you think your mind is playing tricks? Whether you've kicked yourself for not listening to your gut or you want to learn how to connect with those nudges, this episode is for you. We're going to discuss practical, intentional strategies you can use for strengthening intuition in daily life. By exploring these strategies, you'll discover how to quiet the noise and create a space where your inner voice can thrive. Let's start by distinguishing between intuition and the logical mind or mental body. While the logical mind works by analyzing data step by step, intuition relies on subconscious processing and picking up on subtle cues from your environment, emotions, and past experiences. Your brain has the ability to process immense amounts of information really quickly, and it's with this information that you glean a sense of direction or clarity. At any moment, your senses are taking in more information than you can consciously handle, so your brain engages a process of sensory gating to filter out what is irrelevant or unnecessary in order for your conscious mind to focus on what's important. But even with this filtering, the subconscious mind is still processing all of that information. What makes your intuition powerful is its ability to process, recognize patterns, and make connections so it can signal to you quickly, even if you don't realize why. Where many get thrown off is when the mental body or logical mind gets involved and wants to make sense of everything. Your logical mind wants certainty, proof, clear reasoning, but intuition doesn't always offer that clarity. Your intuition will present you with a feeling, a sense, or a knowing. And the fun of strengthening your intuition is to start recognizing these cues as they happen. While the logical brain desires facts and certainty, you may find it hard to allow the more fluid experience of intuition. This conflict will keep you torn between what feels right and what makes sense. Intuition thrives in situations where there isn't time for long analysis or when the facts don't tell the whole story. In daily life, this might look like making a quick decision about a relationship, sensing the energy of a room, or deciding on a new opportunity. However, the mental body's need for certainty can lead to missed opportunities or decisions. Understanding the dynamic between the logical mind and intuition is the key to strengthening your intuition in daily life. The goal is to create a balance between the two, a way to recognize when your need for logic and reason is stifling your intuitive hits. When you act on intuitive hits and see positive outcomes, your mental body starts to accept that not everything needs to be dissected and analyzed. This will allow you to integrate both intuition and logic, using each where it serves best in everyday situations. There are some situations and circumstances where you may be able to more easily recognize an intuitive hit. One of these being decision making. You may find yourself able to acknowledge your gut feeling when faced with making a choice, whether it be small or significant. When you're able to override the overthinking that follows your initial response, you'll be able to trust your subtle cues more readily. Another space where intuition is often strong is with first impressions when meeting someone. How many times have you been introduced to someone and just had a feeling about them, to only have it be confirmed later on? This is because your intuition is taking in subtle cues like body language, tone of voice, and energy. Yet your logical mind might emphasize the opinions of others over these subtle cues, causing you to put aside your initial judgment. Your intuition is also integral in your relationships and how you relate to the people in your life. You may pick up on shifts in energy during conversations or sense when something feels off. Yet past experiences within the relationship may result in your second guessing the signs and signals that you've picked up on. Quite often, you may find that your intuition is most noticeable when you are relaxed and peaceful. This can contribute to experiencing aha moments or flashes of clarity that offer solutions or insights that seem to come out of nowhere. I don't know about you, but I know that when I am too focused on rationalizing myself to a solution, I find myself up against a blank wall, not allowing any solution to come forward, missing out on intuitive guidance, and missing out on opportunities for reasoned solutions. You may be someone who experiences physical sensations related to your intuition, such as goosebumps, ringing in the ears, or tightness in the chest. However, if you're feeling pressure to conform to social norms or tend to dismiss your feelings and physical sensations, you might ignore these intuitive signals. When you're in a place of heightened anxiety, you may mistake this response with an accompanying intuitive nudge of being in an unsafe environment. Stress or a busy lifestyle may influence overlooking these signals altogether. And while I've been highlighting scenarios that you may encounter in your daily life, these intuitive hits and ways you discount them show up inside your crystal self-healing practice as well. The influences that can hinder intuition often stem from overthinking, fear, past experiences, and societal pressures. It's not uncommon to move through your day on autopilot, allowing yourself to rely on logic, facts, and external validation, which can drown out your subtle intuition. When you're looking to strengthen your intuition in daily life, what you need is not to add new practices, but to shift certain habits or thought patterns that might be getting in the way. So I want to offer 3 specific areas where making small shifts can create a huge impact on your intuitive abilities. The first shift you need to make is going from acting on autopilot to becoming more intentional in your actions. Many of us don't even realize how much of our day is driven by habit. We take the same routes to work, have the same types of conversations, and make decisions without really pausing to check in with how we feel. But intuition doesn't thrive in that automated space. If you're not paying attention, you can easily miss the subtle nudges that your intuition is sending you. Why should you shift to intentional actions? When you take a moment to pause and reflect before acting, whether it's as simple as deciding to take a different route home or asking yourself how you truly feel about something, you create space for your intuitive voice to be heard. That shift from reacting to your environment to consciously responding allows your intuition to guide you. Think about this. The next time you're at a crossroads, literally or metaphorically, pause and let your intuition lead the way. Small moments of intention like this start building trust in that inner voice. The second shift is to move away from relying solely on logical decision making and toward balancing that with your emotions. We live in a society that prizes logic, making decisions based on what makes sense on paper, on facts, and on reason. Now, while logic is valuable, it's not always the full picture. Logic often keeps us in our comfort zone, overanalyzing decisions and second-guessing ourselves. Shifting to listening to your emotional or intuitive cues is crucial because intuition is rarely about what's logical or obvious. It's about what feels right, even if you can't quite explain why. By consciously asking open-ended questions like, what feels right in this situation? Or what would bring me peace here? Instead of searching for logical answers, you allow your emotional body to provide insight. The more you allow this shift, the more you realize that sometimes your intuition knows things that logic doesn't. And often, it's leading you toward decisions that resonate more deeply with your true desires. Next, you will need to shift from overthinking to trusting your gut feelings. Overthinking is something that many of us struggle with, and it can be a major block to listening to your intuition. We get caught in a cycle of second guessing. Is this really what I should do? What if I make the wrong decision? But here's the thing. Intuition doesn't operate in that space of constant doubt. It's a quiet, confident knowing that happens in the background. This is where tools like a pendulum or muscle testing come in. These tools help you quiet your mental chatter and offer a tangible way to confirm your intuitive nudges. The pendulum, for example, gives you a yes-no answer based on your subconscious mind's guidance. It's not magic. It's just a way to cut through the noise of your thoughts and tap into that deeper knowing. Shifting from overanalyzing every decision to trusting your initial intuitive response helps you break the cycle of doubt and build confidence in your intuition. One of the ways you can support making these shifts is to incorporate reflecting on your experiences. This is where journaling, dream recall, and tracking synchronicities comes into play. Instead of just reacting to the day's events and moving on, take the time to reflect on moments when you felt a gut instinct, noticed an intuitive nudge, or saw a synchronicity. The act of reflection helps you become more aware of how often your intuition shows up and in what ways. This is important because intuition can be subtle. Sometimes it feels like a whisper rather than a shout. When you reflect on these moments, you start to see patterns that you may have otherwise missed. Keeping an intuition journal, writing down your dreams, or noticing coincidences that felt too perfect to be random, all of these reflective practices help you connect the dots and reinforce the presence of intuition in your daily life. By making these shifts, you're teaching yourself to recognize and trust those small intuitive moments more easily. I'm going to offer Moonstone as the crystal to work with for strengthening intuition in daily life for a few reasons. Moonstone is associated with the third eye and crown chakras, two energy centers linked to intuition, psychic abilities, and higher consciousness. This allows you to tap into the intuitive insights you are currently not noticing or overlooking. Moonstone helps to soothe emotional fluctuations, which will help you avoid having your intuitive hits be clouded by anxiety or overwhelming feelings. With balanced emotions, it becomes easier to access your intuitive guidance. Moonstone also encourages self-reflection and inner exploration. So much of intuition is understanding what the messages mean and how you interpret the signals. When you work with Moonstone, you open up your ability to be more receptive and curious about your intuition and how it can guide you. Moonstone can also help you sort through your emotions, enhancing your patience, which will also help you stay objective when receiving intuitive and empathic hints. Making the shifts that are essential for strengthening your intuition in daily life aren't huge, dramatic changes, but small shifts that have a profound impact on how you connect with your inner guidance. The more you make these shifts, the stronger your intuition will become, and the more confidently you'll be able to navigate life with it. You can start incorporating these practices by downloading the free Charmed Morning Ritual Worksheet and bringing that into your day. This tool will help you start your day more intentionally, setting the tone for what's to come. And for more support, join me inside the Crystal Self-Healer members portal. Here you'll find group crystal healing sessions, personalized coaching, and tons of resources like workbooks and worksheets to help you manage your energy and deepen your healing practice. You'll learn how to soothe your emotional and physical body, master your emotional responses, and tap into your inner wisdom. Go to my website at 3charmedgems.com to learn more and join today. Today's episode has been brought to you by Moonstone and Intentional Practices. May we all deepen our connection to intuition through intentional practices, guiding us to make choices that align with our true selves. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.